There we are. Okay, it looks like this is working, which is a good thing right now. If I could just somehow see what's going on over here. Okay, that might work. Okay, so welcome. This is my first ever live build stream. So I'm going to attempt to do this. I am a little nervous, but hey, everybody has to have their first. So I'm going to be building today the Eryone ER-20 printer. We're going to see how this turns out. I'm hoping that my sound is good. I'm hoping that the light is good. If anybody pops in and wants to let me know if they're having trouble hearing me, or if you have any questions as I go, please feel free to post them in the chat. I will be keeping an eye on the chat as we go. Whoops, as long as I don't minimize that chat window, I will be okay. Hey non-fam, how you doing? Thanks for popping in. I'm just going to do a build of a printer today, my first ever, so I am hoping for the best, but I think everything's going to be fine. I've been spending a whole bunch. Why was your message deleted? Don't know what's going on there, but we'll see. Have to keep an eye on that. It says that your message was deleted. Didn't even see what it said. So, and I actually don't even have any moderators on this channel yet. So, good, thanks. Appreciate that, because with all the testing I've done, it's really hard for me to tell. So anyways, I'm going to get right into it. Don't want to do too much chatting here. This is the sort of my studio I've been working on for the last week or so. Thank you to my lovely wife Maria for the patience she's showing me while I get this all set up and going. So yeah, so we've got this really fancy signboard up here behind me. I kind of confiscated that from my office. We had that up in our lobby at our office building downtown. The landlord said, you can't have an electric sign up there, so had to give it some use, so I thought I'd use it down here. It'd be great for these videos, and hey, if I ever have some friends over and have beer night, I could put the menu up there with the prices. So anyways, yeah, so without further ado, I'm just going to get to it and unbox this printer and see how it goes. So this is the Eryone ER-20. I just received this thing. Actually, what I'm going to do, let's switch camera views here so you can see as I open the box. Let's go to this view here. Nope, wrong view. I want the overhead view. There we go. Let's go to the overhead view. I just set up all this stuff, and that mic might be too close to my mouth now, but I just set up all this stuff and I learned how to switch the camera views as we went. So this is actually going to be the first time actually opening this box. I don't know what to expect. I haven't watched any other build videos of this printer. I didn't want to get any I don't know, preconceived ideas before I actually opened it. So first thing we have is the user manual, which is always handy. I think this is an assembly overview as well. Let's see what we have here. I know that light is quite bright. What if I do this? No, then that's too dark. Okay, anyways, we'll look at that in a minute. We have a whopping, wow, what's that, about 10 meters of filament, if that. So, well, that light's giving a funky cast here. Hang on one second. Let me try something, hold on. I think that light for some reason is giving a really weird, there, I think that's a little better. Let's see, is this more visible now? Yeah, anyways, we'll see how that works. If that's too dark, I'll try and turn that light back on, but I don't know why it was doing that. Yeah, I don't like that. That is odd. Okay, I'm going to have to check, because these are LEDs. It shouldn't be doing that. Anyways, we'll leave it at that. Let's open this guy up. And in here we have our toolkit. We have an SD card with a knob and USB cable. Call me dumb, but I don't think I see a USB cable in there. Anyways, I see a USB SD card reader. Okay. There's the USB cable. There's some screws, some bed clips. We have this fancy blue spatula. Extra gift and spare screws. We have the old nozzle acupuncture needle, some PTFE tubing, looks like a spare belt, some PTFE couplers, spare nozzle, and a few odds and ends. We have our clippers, toolkit, blue clippers, pretty decent quality. Whoops. And oh, I like these. The Allen wrenches. I like they're longer than the ones I get with the Creality printers. I like those. And they look like they're like a dark brownish brass color. Little screwdriver and a little wrench. I'm assuming that's a nozzle wrench, although that looks kind of small for a nozzle wrench. We'll see. And spool holder. Okay. So we will, let's pull these parts out. We have the X and Y gantry. Let's try this. Let's try this light again. That's better. We don't have that funkiness going on right now, which is good. Okay, there's the hot end with the BL Touch. I don't think that's an official BL Touch Erie sensor, so it's a custom sensor they've put on there. Okay. And the print bed. Power cable. Looks like a piece of a bulldog clip. I don't know which one that came off of. Pull this out of here. There we go. What am I missing? I'm missing something. my Z rods. Okay. Great. Yeah, it's much better. I don't know what was causing that funkiness with the light, but definitely much better now. Okay. Let's see what the manual says is the first step. Right away that. Mm-hmm. Okie doke. Assembly steps. Oh, it's a video guide saved on the SD card. Okay. Okay, so it's a video guide. Yeah, video guide saved on the SD card. Now, where's my SD card reader? I should have prepared this, but I hadn't opened this box yet. Do I have an SD card reader on my laptop? I don't. So, hey Bruce, how you doing tonight? Thanks for joining in. I'm just sort of in the middle of the opening here, and I've just realized that the instructions for assembling this thing are on the SD card. And so I got to find a reader. Hang on. Where's my reader? Here it is. Just plug this in here. Throw the SD card in here. I'm sure the test files are on here too. Let's see what we get. Okay. Hey Dan. Direct drive and hot end on your new printer. Cool. Okay, let me minimize this window. Let me find this SD card and see if I can find the assembly instructions. There's nothing in paper. So, is that the one? No, that's not the one. No. Nothing is showing up. The card is not reading. Hang on 1 second. Why aren't you reading? There we are. User manual, assembly guide. Ah, there we go. Whoops. Assembly guide video. Oh, with some nice pleasant music. Oh, let me get ready to watch and pause. Yeah, it's showing me all the parts. Come on. Tell me what to do. Okay, I'm going to mount the lead screws. Okay, turn the lead screws, turn both the lead screws in. Let's pause that. Okay, so let's unpack these lead screws. Let's get my screen back up here so I can half see what I'm doing. Hey Dan, playing around with some stuff and watching. Good. Nothing too exciting going on here, just me doing my first build video. I can get these lead screws out. There's my knife. There we go. Come on. Well, pack these things good enough. One. And they do have a little bit of grease on them, which is good. There we go. Okay, so feed the lead screws in. Looks like they went right up to the base. Let me just continue this for a second. Okay. Okay, feed the 2 lead screws in. Get that off of there. Get you going in here. Okay. Looks like I'll take all this stuff off the bed. Okay. I don't know where that other clip came from. Where I put you right here. It fell off the bulldog clip. Okay. I'll just take this off here for now. Okay, so my guess is going to be we're going to set that on into the couplers. Yep. And the screws are going to fall into place. Okay. Open up these first. Probably going to need these 4 larger ones. I'm assuming these lock washers are going to go on here. There we are. Lift this guy up. There we go. Okay. Now the obvious thing is going to be to insert the screws, but I don't want to assume anything. Oh, I see. They have smaller screws that are going to go in the front. I can just, let's see. There we go. So I'm going to switch views here for a second. Maybe to here. There we go. So these smaller guys, should be 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. Looks like these ones are going to go in the front here first. Is that the right ones? That's got to be the right ones. They're the only one there's 4 of. Yep. No, that's not right. Okay, first mistake. My fault. Let's see. I think I got them going in the wrong side. Yep. Yep. Of course. These have to go on the back side. Duh. So these squeeze right in through here. There we go. Yeah, I've not seen this on one of these style printers before. Usually you just screw the 4 screws in from underneath, but I guess this is going to be a little more, probably a little more secure. Okay. A little more stability. Get in there. I have fat fingers, so come on. There we go. Love these long Allen keys. Otherwise I'd be hitting my fingers against the frame there. Two more. So, I've been reading good and bad about this printer. Mostly good. Not a fan of the feeder on the extruder, the feeder portion of the extruder, but we'll see how this one works. I have the Thinker SE at my office, and I was having major issues with the extruder. So one of the Bowden tube couplers already stripped, wrecked a 19-hour print I was working on. So I'm very tempted to send that printer back, but I don't know, we'll see. I wouldn't miss it, but we'll see how it goes. I got till the end of January to decide. Okay, those guys are in, and I'm just going to assume, but I'm going to double check that the bottom ones go in now from the bottom. Let's speed this guy up a little bit here. Putting those 4 in. Oh, I see. Now we're going to tighten the rods on. Okay. Bottom one should be tight already. It is. Okay. Double check that one, never assume. Okay. Yeah, I have lots of time to return. Yeah, they everything I've bought off them recently has been January 31st as a return date, so I can use it and abuse it and do whatever I want, and Amazon takes anything back. So okay, next step is to carefully drop everything and turn this on its side, and we put in the bottom ones. These guys. Yeah, Amazon is great. Other than recently, I had an issue. Well, I wouldn't say issue. I bought a car charger holder for my car for my iPhone, and it's pretty cool. Well, the one I ended up with is really cool, but it's the same one I had bought my wife earlier. It's you mount it to the windshield, it comes out, and actually these arms open up, and sorry, let me just switch here for a second. So yeah, you mounted these arms open up. When you pop your phone in, they close and hug your phone, and then you just tap the back of it and it releases to let your phone out. It works really good, but I wish I have some pictures somewhere, but first one I ordered was used because I opened it up. There were scuffs on it. There was all sorts of marks on it. So I sent it back, and I said, this one's been used. It happens, right? Sent it back. Got a refund right away. I ordered another one. Same product, just a different one, obviously. I received this second one, and I received the box, and like I couldn't believe what I saw when I opened. The box itself right away was damaged. It had been wet, you could see. I open up the box and it's full of mold on the inside of this box. And I was like, how the heck does somebody working there who's packaging look at this box in the condition it's in and say, well, okay, mind you, I think they're just robots that are working there, people, but just like, they have to work as fast as they can. But this thing was full of mold. It had been used. All the wires were unraveled. It was open. Nothing was in a bag. So obviously I asked for a refund, and I got on the phone with Amazon, and I made some major complaints. And of course they apologize here, apologize there. We're sorry. Not once did they offer, okay, here's your refund. Let us buy you another product, which I don't care. It was a $40 phone holder. So. But the real kicker was that I got an email from from an executive in Amazon Canada, and in his email he said that Jeff Bezos saw my email, and I'm thinking, yes, yeah, okay, I believe that Jeff Bezos, the head of Amazon, the billionaire guy, saw my actual email, right? And this guy was replying on Jeff's behalf, telling me how sorry they were that this happened to me, and they gave me a $20 gift card, and I thought, wow, I hope that didn't put too much of it in his wallet. But anyways, but yeah, come on, I mean, who are they trying to fool, saying that he actually read my email? No. Anyways, but needless to say that I don't know how that kind of thing happens with them sending me a product that's obviously been returned and abused, gets back into the system somehow, and they're going to try and sell it again. I just think that it's because they're so big that these kind of things happen. So, but no problem getting it back, and so I ended up buying another brand afterwards. And the one I got is very similar to the way it operates. It just looks a little different, and it works great. So, you think it may have gotten to him, do you, Bruce? Well, I don't know. I mean, he's the head of Amazon. Is he going to take the time to read a complaint about a moldy box? Maybe, possibly, but anyways, I just found it funny that just the way that was worded, that, and then he's replying on his behalf. Oh, and he said he's replying on his behalf because he has other things that he has to take care of right now. So it's like, what would he have written back to me personally if he wasn't so busy? But anyways, let's just finished putting these screws in. Yeah, that was just funny. But no, I don't mind Amazon, but again, you got to be careful with the prices on Amazon too. I bought recently. I needed to get in a couple of my testings for doing the broadcasting. I had my microphone on its stand on my workbench here, and whenever I would touch the bench or move anything, it was vibrating. The sound was vibrating it through. So what I ended up doing is I picked up a boom. So I picked up one of these microphone booms. It's attached to my shelf over here, and then the microphone's coming and it's basically hanging off this boom above me now, so that there's no vibration being picked up. And that's made by a company named what's it called? Thronmax. I've never heard of them, but apparently they're pretty big into the microphone and boom business. So yeah, so anyways, it was a local thing at a store here called London Drugs. The boom was $119, which I thought was a great deal. They had just gotten them in the day before I went and talked to them about it. So I thought, well, could I have bought that on Amazon? Should I have bought that on Amazon? I went on Amazon. The exact same product was $169 plus $18 or $20 shipping, so almost $200 for the exact same product. So sometimes Amazon has some good deals, but other times you have to really sort of know and look around and double check. So in this particular case, I was much better off buying locally at a local store that I could get same day. And with Amazon, it was 2-day delivery, but it was one of these things that wasn't on Prime, and I would have paid for delivery. So, okay. We have that. Let's, while I have this open, put the knob on. Now I have heard, and we're going to find out after I finish assembling this on these printers, that there's been an issue with some of these, that the cables for the display have come undone on the motherboard during shipping. So I am kind of expecting that if there's an issue with this starting up, that's one of the things I'll have to look at. Hopefully I don't have to open it up. The power supply switch, what I've been told, they're hard to get at because the power supply sort of runs down the middle of this, and the power supply, the way it's mounted in there, I've seen pictures, the bracket that's mounting the power supply and the actual switch to switch it from 115 to 220 is in behind that bracket, so there's no way on the outside of this printer to access that switch. But supposedly wherever they ship it to, so they've shipped this to North America, to Canada, it's supposed to be set to 115 for our country. So we'll see if that's the case. Let me check and see what is next with this. So we got the bottom screws on. Okay, I can zip through that a little bit. And now we're going to mount the hot end, I believe. It's quicker to look at paper printed manuals, but I can understand why they would want to do it this way. Okay, so we're going to mount the hot end. It's the same hot end that's on their Thinker SE. I mean, it's interesting hot end. This is not a 3D printed. Let me just switch cameras here. There we go. Yeah, this is not 3D printed. This is injection molded plastic, as is the extruder up here. So, and there are little tiny little fans. Interesting. Okay. So I'm going to need my smaller key. Oh, my tool bag fell. Sorry. 2 screws for the hot end. It's a good thing they don't give you too many screws because it's pretty obvious what goes where. Come on, fit in there. Yeah. Oh boy. There we are. Don't you just love live? Drop something, it really happens. Can't fast forward this stuff, but you know what? This is real life. Okay. Okay. Belt's okay there. This belt feels good. Oh, this one might be a bit, no, it's not bad. Okay, that belt feels pretty good too. Hot end. And that should be, let's see. Life like you, screw with us sometime. Yeah, no kidding. Okay, oh, now we're going to plug some plugs in. Should be pretty obvious what goes where, but hey, I'm going to just try and see if I can mess this up somehow. Okay. Oh, this is a little bit of a cluster here. Let me turn this around here so you can see this. So there's our X extruder, our X motor, stepper motor, Y, this must be Y, no, that's extruder. Oh, there's some stepper motor cable for that. Hang on a minute here. You probably hear my dog barking upstairs. Let me just have a look here. Bear with me. Okay. Made a mistake here. Okay, come on. Extruder. Come on. X. And the other one's got to be underneath. Okay. That's way up there. Okay. Great. There we go. Don't like that little loose. Just gonna tuck that wire down in there. Okay. Skip ahead. the spool holder. I see. Okay. So the spool holder on this guy sort of just, there we go. I'll move this out of the way here. Whoops. No, whoops, come on, camera, this one. Okay. Thank you, Dan. Appreciate that. I am still a little bit nervous, this being my first stream, but hey. So spool holder is right there. It's an interesting spool holder. It's there we go. Number 2. There we go. We have a spool holder. Okay. Thanks, Bruce. Much appreciate that. Yeah, I know I'll get used to it more as I go. When I'm on stream with Dan and stuff and just chatting with people, it's not so bad. But when I'm actually doing a build or something, it's just like, what am I going to mess up? So, but hey, it all happens. It happens to everybody. Everybody's going to start somewhere. Okay, we're going to put the spool holder on. Looks like we're going to plug it in. Then we're going to turn it on. Okay, we get to power it up. Let's switch over views here again. There we go. Oh, and by the way, Dan, this XSplit software, phenomenal. It allows me to pre-program, as many scenes as I want. So, for instance, I can flip incredibly quick between this look, this camera here with me in the secondary screen, overhead camera with me in the secondary, or I can have just the overhead camera without me, and then I can actually just switch and just go straight to a web browser view. So love this software. That was a great recommendation you gave me there. Just got to grab an extension cord. Oh, and I got to mention too, that I did buy this printer. Yes, I've got Eryone's logo up there and so forth, but that's just because I love this sign, and it's a real fun, funky thing to do. They're in no way sponsoring me building this or testing this, so this is just my own. I bought it. My opinions are my own, etc., etc. So, just thought I'd throw that out there. Let's plug this in. Now let's see if this is one of those victims of, well, first of all, before I do that, let me open this. Build plate. Same build plate that they have on the Tinker SE. This is glass with a, everybody calls this something different. I'm not even sure what we call this. It's almost like a painted on textured surface here. I like it. The filament adheres good to it on the Thinker, but the only, I'd say the only negative, beautiful first layer finish on it. but it's got to be your bottom, or it's got to be an inconspicuous side, because when you do pull it up, you get a really, it's actually cool looking pattern of this design on it. And I don't know if you can see that, hang on. So you can see that pattern. There we go. That pattern shows up beautifully on the bottom of your print. So on that bottom layer, so it's pretty cool. So let's put this on. One thing that's odd is they give me 2 bulldog clips for the glass versus 4. I have lots more, so I'm not really worried, but you know, include 4 would be nice. Let's just see. I don't know if they're going to interfere with the yeah, see, there's a little bit of play there, so I'm going to grab, where did I put them? I don't know where I put them. I'm not going to bother. I'm going to let the BL Touch or the probe sort that out. The fact that there's a tiny little bit of flex in this bed here. It'd be nice if there was 2 more bulldog clips to hold these corners down. But hey, I'm just going to do this and make like I don't have any spare bulldog clips and see how this goes. Let's fire this on. Let's see if we can't get a closer look. Let's play with all my funky cameras now. Let's see if I can get you guys a closer view down here. There we go. Let's do the honors here first. Let's just very carefully peel off this guy. You ready? There we go. Okay. Let's fire this up and hope it works. Marlin 2.0.5.3, that's good. Give me some updated Marlin. I like that. The Thinker came with 1 point something. Printer ready. Well, okay, good. So far the LCD is working. Good, good, good. Okay. Now I believe I'll go back to my instructional video here. I'm going to go configuration, calibrate Z, and probe offset, yes. Okay, let's see what we get here. So, okay, go down to configuration. Whoops, I should be doing this from the other side so I don't block the screen. Probe offset, probe Z offset. Calibrate Z. And start to calibrate, yes. Okay, let's see what's happening. We're homing. It's sensorless homing on this. No sensors. Okay. The probe is deployed. A little bit of vibration coming down here, but oh. Wow, that's a lot of vibration. Okay. Now one thing I want to check, they have on this thing, and they don't tell you to do this, but they have these ruler markings on the gantry to ensure that my x-axis is level. But in the setup video, nowhere did I mention double checking that, but let me just see. Probing Z. I know I should do this with a hot end, but I'm just following the instructions. So I just want to see first, though, if this is level. Although it's really tough to see with the head in the way. So I'm just going to go with it. They don't mention to do that, so I'm not going to do it. I'm just going to follow the instructions as they're doing here. So, grab a sheet of paper. Let's grab a sheet of paper. just going to lower Z until we have that squeeze we like. Okay. Oops, do I have you guys on the right camera here? Yeah, I think I do. So now, in my experience with printing, I realize, there we go, should be doing this with a hot end, but again, I'm following the instructions as if this is my first time using a printer, and they did not say to heat up the hot end. I think that should be in there, but heat up the hot end on the bed because you're going to allow for expansion. So, but we'll see. Let's see what happens. What else do they say to do here? So we've got that down where it is, I'm sure, and I'm at a 0.1, which is really funny because on the video it says 0.1 as well, exactly the same as they have in the video. Okay, and and I'm laughing because minus 0.1, yeah, it's exactly the same. And then he did a thumbs up, so may as well copy his thumbs up. Then we hit OK. We say save value, yes. Calibration is done. Let's see what they say to do next. I would assume we're going to load filament here sometime. Yep. Oh, look at that. They skip right through to starting a test print. They've loaded filament. So, okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to home this. Let me get the Z-axis up here a little bit. And load some filament. So why don't I just, for the heck of it, nah, depending on the test print I do, that may not be enough. But hey, if I'm new and I don't have any filament, this is all I've got is what they've given me. So let's use this high quality filament they give us to do our test print. Okay, so here, let me switch us back here. There we go. Let's assume this is PLA because, frankly, the bag didn't say, but I'm sure that's what they're going to ship us. Let's heat up the hot end. Let's heat the nozzle to 210. Well, that's nice and fast and responsive compared to some of the other ones I've used like this. Let's heat the bed to 60. Oops. High temperature on the bed was 100. Okay, let's heat the bed to 60. While I'm waiting for that to warm up, I am going to, because I was touching that bed, eliminate any issues and give it a wipe with some IPA. There we go. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I've only got 3 people watching. It is fun to stream. The more I do this, the more this is going down, the more I'm enjoying it. So the nerves are going away, so which is good. And I'm kind of glad there's only 3 of you watching right now. I'm sure some other people are going to watch this afterwards, but you know, and leave whatever comments they want. I don't care, but I'm kind of glad there's only 3 of you watching it right now because I'm, you know, it can be a little nerve-wracking. Oh, I think I just remember where my other clips were. Although no, I'm not going to do that because I based my calibration on no clips on there, so I'm just going to leave that. Okay, we're almost heated up here. Let's go ahead and switch this camera view, see if I can give you guys a funky view of this filament coming out here. Right over here. Let's turn that up a bit. This will be like a... Can we focus on here? Maybe. Okay, we're up to temperature. Let's feed some filament. Come on, extruder. I don't like this style extruder, but because if your filament's not perfectly straight, come on. Yay. Okay. This is kind of trying on the nerves. Patience. Oh my goodness. There we go. Aha. Gotcha. That feels extremely tight. Oh my god. This filament is awful. Oh wow. Either that or this Bowden tube is being pinched somewhere. That is extremely tight to go through. Yeah, I got it through here, but my goodness, is this ever... Well, I'm going to let the extruder do the rest. Here. I'm going to motion, move axis, extruder, 10 millimeters. Okay, let's extrude about 50 millimeters, see if anything comes out. Well, it's pulling filament, which is good, because boy, I had a hard time pushing it. They had black filament in there previously, so they did test the nozzle, or test the printer, good. Here's my tweezers. Hello, I'm Tweezer. Talking tweezers, yeah. 50 millimeter. Come on, not another 50. Let's go another 50. Interesting nozzle. It's not brass in color, but I'm pretty sure it's a brass nozzle, but it's silver. Meanwhile, let me go get that SD card, micro SD card. I'm sure it's going to have a test print file in it. Do we have any filament coming out yet? My goodness, I had a hard time pushing that. See if I can help it along now. Nope. Well, I will say, the thinker I have, the extruder, the spring was not nearly this tight. They've obviously taken people's advice and put a longer screw in there. I think I'm going to back this off just a little bit. There we go. Okay. Now it feels... Now we're not pulling filament at all. Did I back that off too much? Oh wow, that is sensitive. Oh my goodness. There we go. Okay. feel like the Jeopardy theme song should be playing right now. Waiting for this filament to pop its nose out. Can I push any more? I cannot push at all. Wow. Well, let's let the extruder do its work. I cannot manually push. Mind you, this is very flimsy feeling filament. It's soft. It's not brittle, but wow, is it ever soft. Love it when everything goes right in the first stream. The other thing that I don't like that they've done here, I'll bring it up here a little bit, is right in here you can see the Bowden coupler right here. They've got no retaining clip on it. I mean, I can definitely throw a zip tie on there, a little zip tie, but how much does it cost to put up one of those little retaining clips on it? And the same at this end here on the hot end. There's no retaining clip on that Bowden coupler, so I would suggest not that. Oh, we have filament coming out! Yay! But I would suggest not that Eryone will ever watch this video, but spend the half a penny or whatever it costs, put those retaining clips on there, include them. Okay, let's extrude a bit more until we get rid of this black. But great, we have filament. Good. Oh, so far not bad. Me needs a drink. And when I'm done this, looks like it's nice and white coming out there now. I have a Creality CR6SE. I have an Anycubic down there I want to build, and I have, where did I put it? Oh, it's hiding behind those boxes. I have the Repcord rep box that I want to build. So, a few projects coming up. Okay, here we go. We have filament out. It's clean. Let's throw this over here. I'd say it's time to throw this little puppy in. And let's see what sort of a test file they've given me here. Whoops! Sorry guys. Making it jump all around. I'm new at this. I'll get better. Okay, SD card in. No, it's got to go in upside down. I don't know why they do that. Okay, come on. Oh my god, that's hard to push in. Oh wow, you need fingernails to push that in because it goes in behind the, you have to hit it behind the level of the case to fit in. Oh, silly me. I just realized. See, tell us my first stream. I have these clips for holding down the bed. So, I just realized that I had those. So I'm going to put them on and get rid of those bulldog clips. Put them on before I start a print. Yeah, that may mess with the Z calibration a bit, but I'm sure I can baby step to compensate for that if I have to, seeing as it was my own fault. Okay. Uno más. One more. There we are. Okay. Print from media. Test 3 G code, test 2 G code, or test 1 G code. What should I print first? There's only 3 of you on stream, and I'm pretty sure one of you is Maria, so you may not say anything. So whoever posts first, 1, 2, or 3 is the test print that I will print. Not guaranteeing there's enough filament for all 3. 2? You got it, Dan. 2. Okay, so we're going to go. Print from media. G. Test code 2 G code. Print. Let's see what we got. Look at that. 210 and 60 is what it's got to go to. Okie doke. Let's see what this does now. Let's see if I can get a good camera view. Look at that. Love these cameras. They focus really well. Aha. Let me just tidy up here a bit while I'm waiting for that to start. Why isn't it starting? Oh, it's heating up to 215. Ah, okay. Makes sense. Hotter first layer is good. Oh, we have motion. Here we go. I'm excited. I don't know how about you guys. All 2 of you. Man, I appreciate you guys being on and being patient with me. So, don't need any of this crap right now. Okay, now we're going to go around and level. Yeah, that's actually quicker than the BL touches I've used before. Obviously, that's a firmware setting. Look at that go. Yeah, it's Logitech. The one that's this one is a C920. C922. My overhead camera. This guy is a C920, and my main camera, this one, is a Brio. Here we go. Let's see what we got going here. Oh, I wish I'd get you guys lower. We are not. I need to baby step that Z, I think. Tune. Baby step. Oh, there we go. Z is a bit low. Little bit low. Here we go. There we go. Now we have flow. It's still a bit low. But again, a brand new person to 3D is not going to know that that's low. But I do, so what the heck, I'm cheating. There we go. They like doing, oops, my bad. They like doing brims on these things. So I just, here we go. Can I get this lower? I guess I can't. I think that's an okay view. Yeah. Okay, well, we'll let that print. It's almost like a transparent filament, this. It's weird. It's not a solid white. Okay, here goes the first layer infill. Let's see how it looks. Let me get you a better view over here. It's a bit of a shadow, but... Oh, it's a raft it's doing. Look at that. No. No. That cannot be. That's got to be a raft it's making. Unless. Let me lower that Z a bit more and see. Yeah, maybe I had Z too high. There we go. Okay. Oh well, no big deal. Interesting. Yeah, I guess I had Z too high, but my goodness, that does not feel too high. It's really giving a good squish. Interesting that usually, oh, maybe this is a double click. In the older Marlin, you could push and hold the button to get to your baby stepping, or you double click to get to your baby stepping, but this one you actually have to go down to tune and down a few to baby step Z to the bottom. So you have to actually find your way there. And each time it resets itself to 0. I have no clue what it's printing or how long it's going to take. It almost looks like it might be a squirrel. I believe one of their test prints is a squirrel. Yeah, this first layer over here is not that good. Assuming this is a first layer, not a raft. And the rest of it's not bad. There's a little bit of abnormality right there. We'll see. We'll let it go and see. I don't want to lower Z anymore because it's not bad where it's working. So this is the boring part of these streams, I assume, then, when you just, for those people that just do a live stream and start a print and stream until the print is done. But why not? There we go, second layer coming, yeah. Yep, I think I oopsed on that first layer a bit by raising Z because I wasn't getting any filament out, but either that Bowden tube is a little bit tight or that filament is a little bit, well, mind you, the filament is, it's really wavy, like it's got waves in it, so it's probably why it was hard to push through the tube, but hey, it's a test filament, so I'm sure if I run some good filament through there, it's going to work a lot better. So, but they send me test filament, I'm going to damn well test with it. So, no, it's not. I've still got, well, I would say the best test filament, and I should have tried this. I have some Prusa filament from my Mini, which you can actually see sitting behind me there. But this was what came with the Mini. It's 225 gram pieces of Prusament, PLA, Galaxy Black and Azure Blue. Maybe I should have thrown these in there instead. But I would say that's great test filament, but every other printer I've gotten comes with this really, really, you can see how wavy that is. And I guarantee that there's not a tolerance of plus or minus 0.03 like there is on this Prusament. So, yeah. I just have this, maybe I should have thrown that in. Maybe I'll try that next. See how good this print turns out. Yeah, oh cool. Oh, that's right, you have a Mini coming. You bought a Mini, didn't you, Dan? Awesome. You're going to love it. It's one reliable printer, I'll tell you that. I don't use it enough, and I got to start using it more. That's why I brought it. That's why I brought it home, so I can start getting more use out of it. Oh, you were gifted a Mini. Oh man, nice. That's a great gift. That's an amazing gift. Oh wow, that's. I have a feeling. No, my extruder is skipping. Yep. You can see, look at the layers going down there. Let me get this in a little closer. Look at those layers going down on the second layer. Awful. The extruder is skipping. So, what I'm going to do, wow. No, I'm not even going to waste my time. I'm going to stop this. Yep, let's stop that print. Oh look, the Z actually raises up and moves out of the way when I stop a print and it homes. Didn't do that on the other Erie one I got. Anyways, I want to move that Z up. Because I'm going to switch filament. This isn't going to give me a good test with this filament. Yeah, that's terrible. Wow. I mean, it was laying down decently, but look at that. Right from the second layer, it's hard to see there, but that second layer is awful. So I'm going to switch filament. Let's just heat this hot end up again. Back up to 215, why not? Okay, that didn't sound good, whatever that was. We'll see. Let's go back to 60 on the... what was that noise? Okie doke. We'll switch filaments, and hey, why not? Let's use this Prusament that I was just bragging about. Yeah, I'm kind of thinking you might be right there, non-fam. Well, with the restriction in the Bowden tube, plus... Well, let me cut this piece off. You can see this test filament, it's... I don't know if you can see... Like, you can see... I'm pulling it straight there, but you can see how wavy it is. I mean, it's terrible stuff, so... I have a feeling that... between the tight Bowden tube and the curl or the wave in the test filament, and I'm sure that test filament is just cheapest stuff you can get. Let's see if I can actually pull this out of here now. I'm not going to be able to purge that hot end. Yeah, that was even tough to pull out. Okay. Let's do what's going to show up best on this. Probably Azure Blue. Azure Blue. Yes, I will. You got that right, non-fam. I'll eliminate the filament for sure, because this stuff is pure beauty, pure beauty. Let's throw this little piece in here. I'll bet this feeds. I will bet anybody on this feed right now, which is all three people, that this is going to feed a whole lot nicer. Let's just back this up a little bit and turn this up. Let's see how easy this goes in. Oh, look at that. Just got to curl this a bit. I can tell you right now. Come on. Don't be shy. There we go. Oh, look how easy this is pushing in compared to that other stuff. Look at that. We're extruding already. Okay, I guarantee it was the filament. Guaranteed. That other filament feels more like 1.8 millimeter compared to this stuff that... Yeah, okay. Extruder. I'm probably only going to have to extrude about 40 millimeters. Let's just see. Look at that. There we go. Come on, Prusament. Boy, there's still a lot of residue from that other crappy stuff coming out. Wow. Okay. We'll try that again. go. Let's get rid of this. Let's try again. Okay. Now what I'm going to do here, Dan, I'm sorry, I'm going to override your number 2. I'm going to go to 1. Something tells me that 1 is the XYZ cube, which will be a little quicker to print. Whatever that 2 was looked like a long print. Prucement. 205 to 220. Yeah, 215 is going to be fine for this. Prucement's, in my experience, very forgiving, temperature-wise. Okay. Okay, we'll do the probing again, but that's very fast. I'm quite impressed with that. One interesting thing about the Eryone printers, there is no eccentric nut on the wheels, either up here or down here. So those are factory tightened. No eccentric nuts anywhere, which is interesting. So, okay, let's go Prusa. Oh, that's a mess. Come on. There we go. Get you guys in closer here. Can I not make this shorter? I can make this shorter. But how short can I go? Sorry guys, I know this is jumpy. There we go. Get rid of that crap there. Okay. Oh, that's a little too low. It's hard to focus that. Come on, focus here. There we go. Okay, that first layer is looking way better now. And that second layer looks good. Yeah, definitely the filament. So, rule number 1, never use sample filament pieces that come with printer. Well, cheap printers. Can you focus a little bit better there? There we go. Come on, keep the focus. Oh, let's just make this camera. I'm just going to switch this so I don't give you guys a headache. Get this a little higher. Oops, don't fall over. Man, I need a little better tripod. There, I think that's going to work. Yeah, it looks like a cube, definitely. There we go. Yeah, that's the XYZ cube, I guarantee it. Well, I'm not going to say that. So, we have this high quality sample filament that I hate throwing it out because you just never know what you could use it for. I don't know. Anyways, I'll keep it with a whole bunch of other sample things I have. Maybe I'll use it use to prove to them it's bad. Yes, true. Well, maybe if they watch this video, I'll tag somebody at Eryone and have them watch it and say, hey, come on, spend a few more dollars and give your people, especially if you're pushing these printers on first time users. I mean, you want the first user experiences are critical, in my opinion, on anything. And these guys, these companies like Eryone, Prusa, well, I'm not going to say Prusa. That's because we're speaking a different league there. But Creality, Eryone, Anycubic, you name them. You know, you're looking at a $200 to $300, $199 to $300 US price tag for printers. You're not necessarily targeting experienced 3D printers. You're targeting new users, people that want to get into the hobby, and you're sending them stuff like this. You're setting them up for failure. Okay, so imagine if this was my first time ever touching a 3D printer. I didn't have this filament. I didn't know I had to buy filament. I assumed the printer is going to come with filament, and so I have this to work with. You know what? This printer is probably going back to Amazon the next day or Monday, whatever. If this is my first experience on this printer. So Eryone, if you do listen to this, which I doubt you will, I doubt you'll see it, but if you do, just consider, I'd rather have no filament than this filament, because this could make or break a sale for you, right? So, and what am I going to do? I'm going to say, well, no, don't buy that printer. It's crap. It wouldn't even work with their sample filament and their sample file. So, spend a few extra bucks. Yeah, I mean, you figure this is, let's call this 25 grams of filament. What's that? A 50th of a roll? 25 times 10 is 250 grams. Times 4 is 1,000, so it's a kilogram. So, this is an eighth of a, no, not even, come on. Me and math off the top of my head. But if we're looking 25 grams of filament, that's 1/40th of a roll. A filament. Roll of decent filament, let's just call it a roll of Prusa for $30, $25, $30 US. 1/40th of that. I mean, come on. To throw a 40th of a roll of good filament in, there's a 25 gram sample spool of Prusament. That's probably going to cost the company that puts it in there less than $1. So, you know, throw a decent sample piece in, give people the experience, and say, wow, look at the quality I got from this printer, instead of, holy shit, I struggled and struggled and struggled to get this thing to work, and I ended up with, where'd I even put it? Who knows where I put it? But, yeah. I ended up with, gee, look at the first couple layers. Now, again, somebody new to the hobby is going to say, well, maybe that's the way it's supposed to look. And they're going to let the print finish. And probably if this thing is under extruding the whole time, the print's going to fall apart, if not fail halfway up. And that's not what people want for their first experience with 3D printing. I know when I first started, my very first printer, I won't mention the name because I do like the company, but my very first printers, I thought they were the cat's meow. I loved them, but they ended up being, one of them is sitting on the floor behind me here for parts. So, because I've learned what to look for and what to buy now. So, I got this one because I read really good reviews about it. There's some mods that may or may not happen on it eventually, but you know what? I've heard that this thing prints extremely well out of the box, but not with that filament. But this is looking good so far. This is looking good, and this will actually finish at a decent hour as opposed to number 2. I'll print number 2 next for you, Dan, but I think I may have to throw more filament on for it. I'll throw some Eryone glitter filament on it or something. But I won't stream the whole thing. I'll come back on with I'll print a few samples on it. I'll print a few print a few prints of my own. I'll print a few sample prints with different filaments, and I'll come back and do sort of a follow-up video on my thoughts on it. So, but whoa, that was not a bad for my first build. But I have a feeling that the Creality CR6E is going to be a little more of a build challenge for me or whatever. So we'll see. This is kind of funny. This is a micro SD to USB reader, and it is, well, I don't know if you'll be able to tell by if I sneak that in there. It is the chintziest, cheapest looking thing I can think of. I would rather they take the however many cents that they spent on this, throw it out, don't bother with this. Instead, give me some Bowden coupler clips and give me a decent roll of sample filament, or a decent piece of sample filament. That's useless to me. That'll end up in the garbage. Don't need it. Most people wouldn't need that. We'll keep the tools, everything else, and I think this is my 500th USB cable I own now. I have so many USB cables, it's not funny. And I have so many pairs of these. You guys that own lots of printers. Oh, really? It's a couple of bolts and some plugs on the CR6SE. The funny thing about the CR6SE, if you look at it, I'm going to just turn this camera. That top box is it. The box on the bottom below it is the Anycubic i3 Mega S, and then the box for this one was about the same size as that. They must have extremely good packaging in that, because that is a massive box for a printer the size of the 6SE. So that's a massive box. That's why I thought there was going to be maybe a little more involved in the build. There we go. Anyways, I can't tell you how many pairs of these I have, and those of you that have multiple printers like I do between work and home, I don't want to say it out loud, but and then sometimes I'm working on something around the basement, around the house, and you think I can find a pair of these. So anyways, but I like them. That's probably the highest quality accessory that comes with these printers. Oh, I love that filament, azure blue. That's nice. So I think you guys all know that I started a Facebook page for DeWitt. For those of you that don't know, and those of you that are going to watch this later, where I came up with the name DeWitt, well, I'm not going to say that. I don't know where I came up with the name. Something in my head. Actually, that's not true. My wife, Maria, she's Jamaican, and in Jamaica, they say, well, I don't know if it's a Jamaican saying or I just read it somewhere, but if you spell D-E-W-I-T-T, do it. It's like, do it, man, do it. Anyways, I thought, wow, that's pretty cool. Do it. And I misspelled it. I misspelled it D-W-I-T. And so I Googled D-W-I-T just to see, thinking, well, it's going to mean do it. But when you Google D-W-I-T, first thing that came up was do what I'm thinking. And I thought, oh, that's pretty cool. Because really, when we work our 3D printer, we have a thought in mind of what we want to print, what we want to create, and we're basically saying to the printer, hey, do what I'm thinking, and I want you to create what I'm thinking. So that was pretty cool. And then also, it can mean do what it takes. So you have an end project in mind. You're going to do what it takes to get there. So, and then also just do it. So anyways, the name kind of stuck. I went through, I can't tell you how many versions of the logo, which you can see in behind me here, or it's on the corner of the stream here. I tried to get really fancy with it. I tried to incorporate a nozzle head. I tried to incorporate a spool of filament in it, and I got way too fancy. And Maria, who's a designer by trade, an impeccable designer. She's incredible at design. If you guys ever need any logos or anything designed, talk to me. I'll talk to her. She just basically said, step away from it. Don't overthink it. Go simple. So, and that's when I came up with the DWIT that I have now. The guy with the smiley face on it was an afterthought, but I liked it when I put it on, and I just left it. So sometimes simple is the best way to go. Okay, Dan, take care. Thanks for dropping in. I really appreciate it. I appreciate your comments, and I really appreciate your, everything that you've done for me in a while. So I appreciate it. Hey, John Mack, how are you? Just doing a live stream here I built the Eryone ER-20, and we're just in the middle of a test print of the XYZ cube. Hey Dan, by the way, don't forget to like this video and subscribe. I have to say that. Speaking of which, are there any likes? Let's see if anybody liked my video. I have 4 likes. I like it. Yes. And I think I picked up a subscriber. I have 38 subscribers now. Yay! Although, you know what? It's not all about the subscribers and the likes. It's all about the experience of streaming. Ooh, I just made this window big. Come on, Windows. I'm so used to working on a Mac. And everything is Windows-based here, as far as this stuff goes. So this printer's really moving quick. It's actually moving along really well. I like the I'm going to switch the camera view. I like the look of that X on the front of this so far. Let's see if I can get that in there closer. I like the look of that. I don't see any ghosting so far like I have seen on other XYZ cubes I've done. This is Prusament Azure Blue I'm running. For those of you that just joined, though that one of you, John Mack, I initially threw this on, which was the sample piece of 25 grams of filament that came with the printer, and I had a hell of a time pushing it through the Bowden tube. This stuff is, I guarantee that it's not 1.75, and if it is, it's got such a bad bow and bend and twist to it, and it's so soft and pliable that it wouldn't go through, and it was basically jamming at the head of the nozzle because it was causing the extruder to skip, and it was terrible. I couldn't get a good layer out for my life. Anyways, pulled that out and threw in the some sample Prusament that I had, and now it's printing like there's no tomorrow. Quality filament makes a massive difference. No, I know, and I never usually do either, but I did this with the mindset that this is my first ever 3D printer. I'm new to 3D printing. I got this printer because it got good reviews. It was a very simple setup procedure. It was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 screws. 12 screws if you count the filament holder. So it was a very quick setup. It's got a generic BL touch on there. It's supposed to be user-friendly, new user. So as a new user, I don't know that the sample spool. Well, I don't know that the sample spool is crap. So if this would have been my first time printer experience, and this sample roll is all I had to go by, this probably would have been going back to Amazon on Monday. So yeah, I never use them either, but I just wanted to try it just to see. And that's one suggestion that I'm going to make when I'm actually going to message the Eryone rep that I speak to in the group. I forget her name. Anyways, and I'm going to suggest, hey, you know what? Do away with those crappy sample pieces and send a decent sample piece. And I mean, heck, I'll even take a picture of this, which is what Prusa sends with. Here, let me switch cameras here. This is what Prusa sends with their mini. It's 2 25-gram sample pieces of their Prusament. Perfect condition, beautifully wrapped, not wrinkled, nothing. I mean, good filament, and that's what's running on here now. So, yep, as I said, that could make or break a printer sale for somebody who's doing this for the first time. But yeah, I'm liking the look of this cube so far. What's that on the side here? Yep. Nice and quiet. This has 2209 steppers in it, I believe, or something. The loudest thing on here is the fans. The cooling fan seems to be the loudest one, the parts cooling fan. Yeah, that's definitely a little different than the I have the Thinker SE as well, and my cooling fan on the Thinker SE is a little loud. I think it needs replacing, but the parts cooling duct here, they've designed this one a little bit different. Yeah. So there we go. Whoops. I drag a window around. It makes it full if I go to the edge. I'm just not used to windows. So I'm going to hopefully do, I don't know when I'm going to come on and do I'm going to do a follow-up on this printer. Probably I'll try for tomorrow night or Monday. I don't want to step on anybody else's live stream. Not that that's a worry. So. But yeah, this is kind of fun. Okay, shouldn't be too much longer. Looks like I'm at 22 minutes. This is pretty quick. So John Mack, was it you that was on? I think it was you that was on the other night when I was testing, and you, and when I was making some vibrations on the table, you told me that it was all coming through the microphone. I think that was you, wasn't it? But that was a great suggestion, and so now I have the microphone. I bought a couple Thron Max booms. I have the microphone mounted on a boom over my head here. Made a huge difference. So, and then I also have the overhead camera mounted on a second boom. Let's see what the overhead camera shot looks like on it with this going. Oh, that's cool. Look at that. That gives a good indication of how fast this thing is printing. Yeah, that's cool.
Hi. Hello.
Yeah. Love this software that Dan suggested. I'm running. A lot of people suggested I try OBS, something broadcast software. I couldn't get it to. I was having trouble with it showing my cameras at full resolution or full, whatever you want to call it. They were coming out square versus wide, like cinematic. So, and I found it just a little difficult to maneuver in some of the areas. So Dan suggested I try this software called XSplit, and wow, took me a bunch of hours of fiddling around and playing around with it to figure it out. But I quite like it. It's got a lot of similarities to OBS, but what I really like, and I don't know, you could probably do it in OBS, but I didn't stick around long enough, is the fact that I can set up pretty much, as far as I know, unlimited amounts of scenes, so I can switch really quick between camera views, like this one, the overhead camera, like this, or if I wanted to, show off something I'm doing on the internet, I can just basically do an internet view. So this is what you guys are seeing. So yeah, really, really cool software. Getting used to how to run it now too. So well, we're down to 2 people watching. Thank you two for sticking around. I do appreciate it, and I do understand if you don't stick around any further. So, because how exciting is it to watch a printer print? Not that exciting. So this will likely get maybe a few views after the fact. I did put it out in the Eryone Facebook group that I was doing this build, but it was only a half hour's notice, and it is a Saturday night, and I'm sure people have a lot of other things that they want to do, but yeah. And I think of the 2 viewers that are watching, one of them may have fallen asleep. So I'll say it again, like I did before. I have this, thanks non-fam, really, wow. It's nice of you to stick around, I appreciate it. I really do. Going to let this print finish and have a peek at it and see how it looks, and then I will start another and sign off, because it's getting late for me too. It's 10:20 now, so this has been going almost 2 hours. This was a pretty decent stream. I was nervous at first, and now it's like, hey, I'm good. It is all good. We have a complete X and a complete Y. 12:20 in Quebec. Oh yeah, you're 2 hours ahead. Wow. Night owl. I think this is going to be a really nice looking print. I wonder if I could, let's just try something here. Hey, Auto Drop 3D. Mike, how you doing? Thanks for dropping in. Just built this this is the Eryone ER-20. Put it together, unboxed it, put it together tonight. Everything went pretty smooth, and just doing a test print. Yeah, this thing is really flying. The bed is glass, and I don't know what it's like a painted, textured surface. The adhesion is really good. I was saying earlier, the only downside to it, if you want to call it that, the bottom layer, the first layer, it comes with a nice shine, but it also comes with an impression of that design on the bed in it. So this is the first print failed, but that's because of this sample film. But if you look here, if I can get the light right, you can almost see the pattern of the bed. There we go, right there in that first layer. You can see the pattern of the bed, and it's not bad, and it's a beautiful glossy first layer with that neat pattern in it. But if that's a side of your print, if you have to print your print on the side or something, it's not the best thing. But this could always be flipped, and it's just sheer glass on the other side. But I will inevitably, if I end up keeping this printer, the prints pop off pretty good after it's cooled. No doubt about that, for sure. They just actually lift right off. So, but I'm a fan of the Wham Bam. So, but I'll keep going on this. If it ain't broke, don't fix it type thing. But if I ever do start getting issues with this surface or having problems with things adhering, I'll switch to the Wham Bam with the PEI. So, PEI or the PEX. But this is working really well. So far, this is printing the way that I was expecting it to print, and the way that I've read in the reviews for it. Out of the box, the setup wasn't too bad. It was like 14 screws or something like that, including the spool holder and a couple screws to go in the hot end. Other than the little hiccup we had with the sample, spool of filament, and I had to switch over to this Prisciment that I had lying around. It's gone smooth as a first experience. It's an incredible good first print. I think, no, it's not a direct drive extruder. It's a Bowden tube, right up there. So it is a Bowden tube, but there's a lot of mods out there for converting this to a direct drive. Pretty simple, using the same extruder. So. But yeah, I think that once it does cool off, I guess with the with the auto ejection system, once it's cooled off enough, I'm sure if it waits 5-7 minutes, whatever it takes, I'm sure it would just pop off easy with that. But we'll see. Once this is done, it's almost done. It's working on the final top layers right now. Yeah, it's working on the top now. Once this is done, I'll see how long it takes before I can just sort of pop it right off. But I'm very happy with, from what I can see from here, I'm happy with the print quality so far. Mind you, an XYZ cube is a tiny thing to judge the print quality by until you get a large volume print that's taking you up to the, maximum capacity of the Z height on this thing. So it's got it's decently built so far. It's got a really nice cable protector here for the heat bed, which I like. They haven't cheaped out on too much. It's mold injected. It's inject molded or mold injected plastic for the hot end cover and for the extruder parts. They're not 3D printed. Yeah. Driving the head, nudge the part off by driving the head around. You mean driving the print head around to nudge it off, or? Yeah, I can try that. So basically, lower the print head a bit to sort of nudge it off. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I can let. I'll try that after it cools for sure. Yep. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, it should be finished printing shortly here. We've got the. Not sure how many layers are on the top of that Z there, but yeah, it's moving pretty quick. I was showing the overhead view. You can sort of see the acceleration and how fast this thing is from this view. It's pretty cool. Oh, there we go. Look at that. Just finished printing. Okay, let's unlock. Just disable the disable the steppers. And let's have a look. Oh, we're going to let this cool off. We'll have a look at it. It's not bad. Yeah, it's stuck there pretty good right now. Let's look at the side. No, it's not too bad at all. How close can I get to focus? Nice sharp corners on this. Oh man, look at that. I always thought that was a Z, it's an N. It's an N and a Y. Yeah. Okay, we'll let that cool a bit. You know, lower the Z a bit and see if I can knock it off. Let's get a good view for doing that. Let's see. Lower my Z just a little bit. There we go. Not yet. Mind you, it's only cooled off to 53. The bed's reading 53 right now. 52. What temperature do you think it should pop off at? Is that how your system works? It reads the temperature and then it does a pop off, or is it set by time or temperature, or how does that work? The brim, I'm not sure. This is a sample file that was on the card. But it looks like about a, I don't know. If I had to guess, it's about a 5mm brim. We're down to 50. Oh, I see, okay. Print on a PEI sheet, use a piece of hardware to move the bed into a stationary blad. I see, okay. Well, we're down to 49. Still a little warm to the touch, although not bad. Blade. Oh, I see, okay. to a stationary blade, totally different. Oh, I see. So you scrape it off on the PEI. Okay. I'll let this get down to 40 and see what happens. It's at 49 right now. But I like the print quality. I'm going to grab my calipers. Where did I put them? Oh man. I just rearranged most everything down here recently, and I don't know what I did with my calipers. Huh. Oh well, I'll look around while I'm letting that cool. Where would I put a pair of calipers if I was a caliper? Where would I hide? Oh, right on my desk. Perfect hiding place. So I'll measure the cube and see how accurate. Although I don't know what it's supposed to be, but I'll at least see if it's square. Closer to 35, okay, I can wait. We're at 46. I could blow on it. No, shouldn't take long to cool down here. It's about 19 in my basement. So it should cool down pretty good. $40 will probably work. Yeah, okay, well, I'm at 46 right now. We'll give it a bit more. Then we will try it. But overall, I'm pretty happy with the performance of the printer on this little test cube. So we'll see how it does on something bigger. It uses up more of the bed. And I'll use these fancy schmancy new calipers I got on Amazon. $20. You know, it's not bad. Not bad for $20. It's a digital display. Whoops. Digital display caliper. That should have been, that was $0. $0, yeah, with a 0 button. It was a flash sale or something, so $20 for a decent set of digital calipers. So, yeah, that was good. Even comes with a spare battery. And a tiny little screwdriver. Oh, yes. $3 for a set of digital calipers, all plastic. Oh, for $3 though, what? Can't go wrong. $3. 44, we got 4 degrees to go and I'll try it. Yeah, I bet, well, yeah, plastic or not, they work. If they work, they work. I mean, man. You buy a few spares just in case you drop it and crack it or something. $43. 3 more degrees, I'll give it a little nudge and we'll see what happens. A little bit of a flaw in the brim there, but that was me when it first started printing. I was trying to pull out a little blob that stuck there, and I kind of lifted the brim a little bit. So, but man, that's smooth. That's, wow. I'm impressed with that cube. 43. Look at that. The power supply fan's very quiet as well. Brims are for flaws, yeah. Yeah. I never usually run brims. I run a skirt just to. I usually run a large skirt, as large as I can. Not a 2-layer, but a skirt with two 2 perimeter skirt just to adjust my flow as I go. So John Mack is back. Okay, we got a couple degrees to go, Mike, and then I'll try it. I don't want to hit it too hard. I'll break my hot end. No. John Mack makes great shirts. What do you, silkscreen shirts, John Mack? Embroider. Oh, okay, the whole thing. Ah, nice. Nice. Embroidery. I love embroidered shirts. I mean, if it's a quality silkscreen print, I don't mind it either, but you can't beat embroidery. The only thing, I've got a couple shirts embroidered, and I think it's a flaw of the embroidery company. I don't know. I've had logos embroidered on sleeves before, and then when you wash it, the embroidery shrinks or something, and the shirt doesn't, and then it becomes all wavy. Oh, it is 3D printing with threads, but yeah, it's yeah, definitely. Okay, we're at 40, Mike. Let's try it. Nope. Nope. Ah. Okay. It's cool to the touch. It's at 40. Well, let's go find that. Well, it came off, but it popped off. So I would think that it came off actually very clean. So here, let's just do this. If we look at the bottom of the brim, I mean, that's what I mean by that pattern that prints on it. Which is, it's not a bad looking pattern, and it's not bad for the bottom of a print, but if that has to be the side of your print, nah, I wouldn't want that. It is an interesting texture, isn't it? From the bed. It's really cool, actually. If I could get that texture on all 4 sides of something, it'd be really neat. Anyways. I see what you mean, yeah. Yeah, I don't know who made them. These were shirts from my diving association, Patty. Anyways, let's try to pull. Let's actually do this. Learn how to use your camera, Tim. Yeah, come on. Let's try to pull this off the brim. There we go. But overall, let's get the bigger screen here. It's not a bad print at all. Once I got, I'm not a fan of that top layer, but still. Where are we going? Y. It's pretty decent print. It's really good. That's with that proof cement that I ran. So let's see. Let's measure it. 20 millimeters. .1. Oops. Let's do this. Focus. 1997. 20.01. This way. 1997. That's good. Overall, not too bad. So, I am quite happy with this. As I said, the one thing I'm not happy about with this printer was the sample spool that came, or the sample filament piece that came with it. You need to fix that up, especially for a first-time user. Throw some retaining clips on these Bowden couplers. Yeah. Other than those couple things, I think this is going to be a decent printer. I'll run some more test prints on it. And I will, yeah, it's like the Ultra Base, yeah, John Mack, it is like the Ultra Base texture. I have any cubics and I love the Ultra Base on them. And this is very similar. So that when it does cool off very, you know, it's 35 right now, that probably would have knocked off with a hot end easy. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think that went well for my first time streaming a build. So, I appreciate all those of you who stuck around. Non-fam, thank you so much. Mike, thanks for showing up. John Mack, I appreciate you popping in. Like this video if you guys haven't already, that'd be great. I know you guys are all subscribed. So, and Dan, when you see this again, thank you for popping in and thank you for your advice as always. And thank you for recommending this incredible software for doing this stream. So, that's it for now. I'm going to relax a little bit, have a drink, watch some television, and then probably hit the hay. I'll probably run another test print on this thing with a little bit of filament I have left. We'll see how that works. And then I'll pop on and show my results off tomorrow. So, listen, thank you very much, everybody. And I really appreciate it. And until next time, everybody stay healthy and stay safe and take care. I'll talk to everybody later.